everyone. This is Hannah Kavanagh speaking, and welcome to yet another awesome episode of CUNY Uncut, where we talk about anything and everything, uncensored, unedited, and uncut. Today, I have an incredible guest on the show who's a Hunter 21 alum. Woo woo, represent. He is also a playwright, most known for his one-man show Hispanic White Boy, as well as a filmmaker who recently did a short film, The Julio Irving Story, about Julio Irving, starring Julio Irving. He's also the Dailies reporter for New Amsterdam, as well as a DC TV Young Man of Color Fellow. I'd like to give a warm welcome to Danny Chicon-Ramirez. How you doing, Danny?
Thank you for having me. That was a fantastic intro right there.
Thank you.
I feel like so accomplished hearing everything there.
Well, you got to honor your accomplishments. You are
touched.
Accomplished. Well, thank you so much for appearing on the show to talk about race representation in media in regards to the subliminal messaging behind that, how people internalize that as they get older, and how it affects how others view us and how we view ourselves. So, Danny, the first question that I have for you is like, what was your relationship like with media growing up? Did you feel represented in like the media that you consumed, or what was that like for you?
Yeah. So growing up, I grew up on a lot of like cartoons, some superhero movies, 80s movies my parents would put me on to. But it was interesting, thinking back on it, because the thing about, being Latino is there isn't the problem is, misrepresentation, but a lot of underrepresentation. So it wasn't that I was like seeing myself misrepresented, it was that I wasn't seeing myself at all. So that when you're a kid, you don't think about that, you don't think about why the kids next door are all white or something like that. You just see something and you're like, oh, that's just how it is. And it kind of creates this idea that like people on TV, they just don't look like you, and that's just the way it is. So that wasn't something I internalized back then and like noticed, but as I got older, I was like, oh, that was my relationship with it. I just kind of accepted it for how it was, yeah.
But when did that shift for you? Because I feel like when I was younger, I think for me, I internalized like texturism a lot in regards to hair, because growing up, like I didn't see a lot of like Black women or biracial women with natural hair. A lot of times it was like in weaves or relaxed, and even in newscasts, like you notice even now a lot of like Black women, like Black female newscasters have like relaxed or straightened hair. But I think it's not something that I was hyper aware of when I was a kid, but it's something that I definitely internalized, and I grew up really hating my hair, wanting to straighten it all the time. I would ask my mom, like, can I please straighten my hair? And she's like, no, Hannah, you cannot, which I'm so glad she said that. But looking back, I can definitely see why the lack of representation kind of factored into that. But when did that shift come for you where you realized where that all stemmed from?
Yeah. So as I got older, I was finally, lucky enough to be exposed to some Latinx stories on TV and everything. Big
what?
Like the work of John Leguizamo.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
Latin History for Morons. His one-person shows. What do you call it? Like Ghetto Clown and Mambo Mouth. So once the shows started coming out, here and there, very little, but like Hentified, On My Block, things like that, which were more recent.
On My Block's so good.
Oh yeah, good. But as those came out and I started to realize, Latinos can be on TV, it's just been that, we've kind of been denied that for so long. That's when I started to look into it more and realized, this was a problem, you know what I mean? And it also, not seeing yourself on TV for so long, it also creates a bit of a disconnect, I think, from your culture. With Hispanic White Boy, right? That whole play is about my experience trying to figure out what does it mean to be Latino. Nobody ever taught me this. I never had people I could see on TV that dove into that culture. And I have my family and everything, but your family can only teach you so much sometimes too, so I wasn't exposed to a lot of the things part of that culture. So now I'm in this place where it's like, for years it was like, am I even Latino, and trying to figure out what that means. And I think media representation has a big part to play in that. I grew up, watching white faces on screen.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel the same way about because I'm biracial, half Black, half white. And I kind of, a lot of times I do feel neither here nor there, because I didn't really see a lot of Yeah, I didn't see a lot of biracial people on screen when I was a kid. Thankfully, that's like changed a lot now, and I think we've really hit strides with that. Though there's still more to be done, which we can like touch upon later. But for me, yeah, in regards to that, yeah, it's as if I was too black for white people, too white for black people. Yeah, like the neither here nor there thing. But I found that like identity, especially when you're a kid, when you're so young, is so malleable, and you know, a lot of times it can hinge on how others perceive you, right? So I'm wondering, like, how do you think the lack of representation of, in your case, of Latinos in media has affected like how other people perceived you and your like Latino heritage?
Yeah. I mean, I have a story for that. It's interesting how like it, creates this idea of like, you know, going back to the lack of representation and, you know, misrepresentation of it. There was back when I was like auditioning consistently, I remember going in for this play with a Latino director too, you know. And I forget what the part was for, but I think it was some like ex-convict or something. Some Latino guy was ex-convict. And I remember doing the audition, and the guy comes back, and every Latino actor has this story. And this Latino director says to me, "Can you be a little bit more urban with it?"
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I was like, what? Like, urban? What does that mean? You know, so like, I don't know the man personally, but I feel like that comes as a, you know, direct result of like, you know, we have this idea on media and just in general what the Latino should sound like, or, you know, what they should be like. And I think media, you know, perpetuates that, you know.
Oh, for sure. Oh, that hits so hard for me because I used to go on auditions all the time when I was younger, because I was like really into theater in middle school and high school, and like would go on auditions a lot. And I would get that a few times, like reading the character descriptions, like urban, sassy black woman, like early mid-20s, right? And then there's times where like I auditioned for a commercial for 7-Up, and the casting director was like, "Okay, that was great, but can you like try that again, but maybe a bit like just a little bit sassier this time?" And I'm like, wow. Like, are you kidding me? Are you joking?
How did you react to that note? Like, if at the time, like, where you just took the note and you kept rolling, did you think about that after you finished? You know?
I mean, I was like, I was so flabbergasted. I was like, okay. But honestly, though, I feel like I didn't want to give this woman what she wanted. I didn't want to give her like the sassy black woman, like the performative trope that she wanted. So I had a bit of sass, and I was a bit like, I mean, I had attitude, but I wouldn't call it like, you know, it's not the sassiness that she would expect. Yeah. Kind of thing.
It's such a hard compromising position, especially like when you're acting, right? Because this person has so much power. Do you get this role or do you not? You know what I mean? And like trying to keep to your morals and everything of like, I don't want to play that, but also like, this person has so much power over you to do that, you know? How do you rebel against that, but still, you know, it's so difficult.
Yeah, that's why I feel like there's so much power, though, in, like, writing your... Because, like, with the stuff that you're doing, like, you're making your own films, you're writing your own, like, scripts, you know, there's so much power that comes with doing that. But I'm wondering, like... you know, when is that something that you kind of keep in mind when you're writing your own work, is like proper representation of like of the Latinx community in media? And if so, like, how do you try to implement that? Because I know you kind of briefly touched upon it with Hispanic White Boy.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it comes from, yes, like that is something I need to keep in mind, you know, proper representation. But I try to trust that my experience is valid, you know, that anything I'm writing is just going to have that culture in it, and it's going to have those, that accurate representation in it. And I bring it to, you know, other people of Latino, heritage. Like for Hispanic White Boy, I went on for like 6 to 8 months trying to figure out the ending. Oh my God. Because the question it poses in the play is, what does it mean to be Hispanic? What does it mean to be Latino? And that is an unanswerable question, you know? So I was like struggling with it because I felt like I needed this, you know, this answer, this concrete thing. So I went out to like, you know, my parents, I went out to my friends who have also been through similar experiences, the whole idea of not feeling Latino enough, not speaking Spanish. So like I take into account, you know, other people who have had similar experiences, but also it is about trusting that like my experience is valid and that, things are just going to come out of my writing because I was raised around them. Like Julio, the Julio Irving story about Julio Irving starring Julio Irving. Not necessarily like, a film, based as much in ethnicity as a Hispanic white boy. But Julio's got like his Puerto Rican flag.
And I still saw hints of it. I mean, especially in the first scene, I felt like you were subliminally touching on code switching when he's like, when I go, like,
like he's got that deep voice,
yeah. But I'm wondering, like, because I feel like with a media representation, right? Like people expect, like white people expect like people of color, of course, to like be a certain way, right? And there's like a sense of like navigating those worlds, code switching, like is that something that you feel like you've faced a lot of, or not really?
Man, with code switching just in general, or
or we could talk about both. I kind of like slapped two questions together, but let's talk about both of those things.
I mean, what do you call code switching is definitely a thing where you just feel comfortable talking different ways around different people. You know what I mean? How I speak in like an audition or pitching something is way different than how I would speak to my friends, which is like the whole question between like professional and personal. I've tried to implement more of my personality in professional context. I think that makes it a little bit different. But it is still hard because there is the whole idea of like what is professional and like what is appropriate in this time.
And how that can even be racialized as well. Like there's times where I remember I went on this internship interview and I had my hair gelled back in a bun and a very quote unquote professional look, right? And then when I had my hair, and then after I got the internship, I'm like, okay, great, I can wear my hair out now, right? But what happened was that there was this guy, that my supervisor, who actually was Latino, though he's white passing. He saw that I had my hair out. He's like, oh my God, like look at you, like in the internship you were so professional, and like and now look at you with like the hair, and I'm like, wow, like really? And that was so disappointing.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry.
No, it happens. I mean, but it's funny how I think that's why it's so important to have diversity in media, which I know like people really, it sounds like a moot point, but it's really not a moot point. Like it needs to be emphasized and really advocated for, because that's how people have these subliminal ideas of like how like other people from other nationalities or other races are, and then you just project through microaggressions. Yeah,
I think it needs to be done right too. There's like
it can't be like ham-handed.
Oh my God, you like oh man, there's so many like no Latino-based shows where it'll be like they'll just say mijo every sentence, and I'm like, come on, man. My mom ain't never said mijo. I don't know if it's like different. What do you call? But because it can be done wrong, and I think that comes from having that writer's room that's like Latino based, and having the people who are behind the cameras telling the story, because you can slap any actor ethnicity in front of the camera and just tell them to read lines, but it's like you got to get more people of color behind the camera too. That's so important.
And even in regards to like casting as well, because I know like before we kind of talked about the colorism controversy within the Heights, and that's kind of where diverse representation in media and diversity gets more complicated, right? Because it's like you can't of course, like the Latinx community, or like any community belonging to any race, there's so much diversity within that, and it's about highlighting the differences within that as well.
Yeah, In the Heights is such a hard. We discussed In the Heights and how it's so difficult because what it was saying it was gonna do, or at least how I perceived it, was that it was gonna be all Latinos movies. The movie for all Hispanic, Latino, doesn't matter what ethnicity you're from in that Hispanic or Latino culture, like we got you, like this is it, we're all here. And it didn't do that, because it definitely kept out a lot of Afro-Latino, that huge Afro-Latino population in Washington Heights. But then it's wild because, there are some people who did, what do you call, what's the word I'm looking for? Resonate with it a bit. Because, what do you call, like, just seeing a Piragua man on screen was huge for me. but so it has its problems, absolutely, but it's also like a weird one because like it got some things right, didn't get all the things right, but like, you know, damn, it was good to see somebody just say abuela on screen. You know? Such a hard one because there's so much pain behind that. Like so many people.
It's complicated as well because it's like, you know, it's not like both points are mutually exclusive. Like you can highlight like the positives in regards to representation, but also the colorism is also yeah.
And then it's like I'll pose this question to you, like,
what
do you call like what do you call like oh, this is a difficult question actually. Like,
I'm ready. Let's do it.
What do you call? Would it be if it didn't exist? Is it like, you know what I mean? Like we took some step. I don't know if it was backwards or forward or something with it, but like, is it better if it didn't exist or is it better if it does? Like, where do you think you fall
I think
on
it's
that?
definitely better that it does exist. I mean, I watch a lot of like media and film analysis videos because I can just nerd out about this forever. But there's so many like problematic tropes. In the like, well, I guess in this particular case, right, there's like the spicy Latina trope. There's all these different tropes that have been perpetuated for so long. And it's nice to kind of see that kind of peeled back and like and deconstructed. I definitely think though that I think there's definitely progress that could be made there. Yeah. That's that is a tough question.
I'm sorry, I threw that at you.
No, it's okay. No, all good. It's hard to. It's all so complicated. But it's also worth noting that like, you know, it's not like it's a constant line of progress when it comes to stuff like this. It's like sometimes it's one step forward, two steps back. Like I think about all the shows in the 90s like starring strong like black women, like Sister or like Moesha or like Martin, you know? Martin. Right, where we had like diverse representation of black people and it like it wasn't under the guise of like struggle and it was like celebrating black joy.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like that's just not as prevalent anymore, which is weird because it's like that was the 90s. You'd think we'd be making strides forward, but it just, you know, sometimes you hit a wall.
Yeah, I'm curious if you have any opinions on like the Power series, you know, because that is it's so like popular, you know.
Really, I actually haven't watched the Power series. I'm not a big fan of 50 Cent.
I'm not.
Sorry.
I don't watch it much either, but it like goes into what you're saying, you know. In the 90s, you had that representation of like celebrating the joy of it, and what do you call it? And now like, you know, there's so many spin-offs off Power and 50 Cent talking about the struggle and you know, valid stories, but like.
But I want to celebrate black pride and black joy. It's not all about struggle all the time.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Another thing that I kind of noticed as well with representation in media and how it affects dating preferences. Because I actually watched this media analysis video about like kind of the backup black lover and how a lot of times in shows in the 90s and 2000s and even now, a lot of times like the black person normally in a heterosexual relationship is seen as like the backup option in a lot of media, which I never really thought about. But I noticed like in high school, a lot of times like the people that would get into relationships were white girls, you know? So kind of deconstructing that and kind of picking apart how media plays a role in that. But do you feel like that has played a role for you in regards to dating like as a Latino?
In regards to my love life?
No, it's just because I feel like this affects like all parts of our lives, like career, like how we perceive ourselves, how others perceive us platonically, romantically. Like it's so complicated.
I don't know. I don't know, but I do know it's kind of funny that like, what do you call? Whenever I'm like telling my mom like, oh yeah, I'm going out with someone, and she's like, oh, who are you going out with? Is she white? Like that's kind of interesting, right? So like, I don't know if I'm assuming it has some effect on me hearing that constantly, right? Like the idea of like she lists like I don't know. Poor mom hearing this. What do you call? I don't know like what name she'll list first. Like, is she Latina or something like that?
Right.
Or is she, you know? But it's just that question is interesting. Of like the first one you mentioned is like, oh, is that the one I should be dating? You know what I mean?
That's really interesting.
So that could be something. Yeah.
Like
but
about proximity to whiteness. And like, that's really interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know if my mom will start with like, is she white or is she Latina? But I know she'll like ask an ethnicity first, you know.
Right.
So I wonder. I really don't know. That's interesting. I think that's even tied back further though into like, you know, just colorism in general and like
Yeah.
you know, you think, what do you call, we talked a little bit about this, like Dominican history, right? Back to Trujillo and him powdering his face white to appear more white passing, and that idea of like white is beauty, you know, which is like just deeply ingrained in that culture and just
no, it's a
many
shame.
cultures.
I mean, actually, I moved to East Harlem a few weeks ago, and there's like this beauty shop that I go to just to pick up like some odds and ends. But one thing I noticed is that in the soap section, like the entire middle row is covered with like skin bleaching soaps. And I was like, why the middle row?
Wow.
Normally you'd have the most popular products like Dove or like you'd have like all that stuff in the middle. So I was just like, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting to like look at things like that and be like, what was the thought process behind that? Like, are people like, is that like something somebody just did instinctively because of years of like this going on, or is it like something somebody actually thought about, you know? So that's always interesting for me to think, like, who decided to put that in the middle of there, you know? Did they say to somebody, this is why we're gonna do it, or is that just like so deeply ingrained in their idea in their head that, you know, white is beauty, that this is gonna sell more, and they don't even cognitively think of it? Is that the right word? Yeah.
But I mean, how do you think, how do you feel like it's changed now in 2022 in regards to like race representation in media and like people feeling seen? Where do you think we're at with that right now?
Where are we at? We're not where we need to be.
No.
we're making progress, you know. There's so much work to be done. Latinos specifically, I think it was, the new number is 7% of Hollywood movies, they're Latino leads or something.
Yikes,
in a country where like
terrible.
20% make up the population, which is messed up.
Yeah.
But you know, progress is being made. There are, you know, a few more shows now, and maybe I'm just looking for them a little bit more, where I can be like, oh, I saw my experience in that. You know, John Leguizamo was doing great work still.
He's always been doing great work. He's so
he's
underrated. He never gets
So
due process. It sucks.
His last play was something I really inspired. Hispanic White Boy was Latin History for Morons, which I didn't appreciate the first time I watched it, but the more I watched John Leguizamo, I was like, oh, this is the stuff, man. This is it.
Yeah.
So he's doing great. His last movie is so underrated. Critical Thinking, I think, is such a fantastic movie.
I have not even heard of that film. I gotta check it out.
Nobody's heard of it. Oh my god, it's so good. It's about a minority-based school in Florida, based on a true story, who went on to win the national state championship in a chess tournament.
Oh, cool.
It's based on a true story back from like, I forget what year it takes place. But yeah, such a fantastic film. I don't know, what do you call it? It just felt like so real and representative of, what do you call, everyone in that school, and like finally, and like doing something, accomplishing something that isn't just like sports or like, you know, what do you call, like chess, you know, that's such an intellectual pursuit, and like that's not something you see Latinos or the Black community doing on screen as much, and you know, that's messed up, right? Like, why isn't that a thing? Took too long for that, but yeah, such a good movie. It's actually, I recently watched, this is a bit of a non sequitur, but it does have to do with race representation in media. Actually, I watched this show on BBC called We Are Lady Parts, about this like all female like Muslim punk band. Which was really interesting, because like when it came out last year, and it's seen as like revolutionary in the Muslim community for having like diverse representation. You know, you have, there's a couple of hijabi women in the band, but then, you know, there's a couple of women that are more liberal with Islam, and like don't, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's nice to have like different points of view in regards to that. But Riz Ahmed actually, he conducted research, and it's like similar percentages to the representation of the Latinx community. It's only like 4%. Oh, actually, no, it's even worse. 4% of Arab actors have speaking lines. Oh my God.
In TV and film, and a lot of times it's like they're the terrorist.
Oh my.
Right, it's like a blanket trope that Yeah.
It's so terrible when you break down the statistics of it, man, because it just gets more. Yeah. And then, like, some people just don't understand. I remember in college, like, early college, like, explaining this to a white friend of mine, right? Like, that 7% number.
How was that? Oh
my God,
Oh, no.
man. I remember saying, like, I don't remember where I got it from, but it was when I started looking into statistics of it. And I remember him saying, like, what are you talking about? Hollywood is so liberal. We're so progressive. And, like, oh, my God. Like, I didn't even know, like, oh, man. I didn't even know how to deal with that at the time.
That's like literal gaslighting, though. It's like, look at the stats
right?
are right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, white people are, the default in Hollywood, which is such a shame,
Yeah.
And because of that, they're like, when something like Black Panther comes out, they're like, oh, we did it for you. There you go.
Yeah, and even the controversy, though, with the Little Mermaid. And, like,
yes.
Hailey Bailey. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Being
Seriously?
cast, and it's like it's
continue.
literally a mermaid.
She's a mermaid. Yeah. Oh, I heard about that. I was like, what are they talking about?
No.
Why are they complaining about this? So weird when things like that come out. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
work to be done.
But I mean, I'm wondering, how do you, through your work, like, I guess what's in the works for you in regards to, like, how do you hope to kind of improve upon that through your work? I know we kind of touched upon it before, but I know off the mic you said that you're submitting a new script, you're doing a lot of pre-production stuff. So what's that been entailing for you in regards to this topic?
Yeah. What my work has kind of turned into is, just asking more questions. What does it mean to be Hispanic? What does it mean to be Latino? What's the new one I'm working on that I mentioned to you is more about, like, accepting yourself as a Latino, being, you're Puerto Rican just by being born Puerto Rican,
Is it like an unofficial, like, continuation of Hispanic white boy?
A little bit. I call it
cool.
its spiritual successor. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So yeah, it's just been about asking questions, and that's just for me too, and in like figuring out myself in my ethnicity and where I belong in that. So that's been very, therapeutic for me, and I think it's affected other people positively too who have come to see it. So it's about asking questions for me right now and asking other people questions, trying to lead with love and empathy, rather than trying to provide not solutions, rather try to provide answers, like, let's explore this topic rather than like, I have an answer for you, because I don't know the answers, I'm just trying to learn with people.
Yeah, I think that's a great conclusion, though. It's like you're Latino by just being.
Oh, yeah.
By just existing, right?
Yeah.
I had similar issues with, like, coming to terms with my blackness, which I never really came to terms with until college. I didn't really like my hair until college, to be honest. But I mean, I think part of me, I got the big chop. I cut most of my hair off and just, like, grew it back, and that's when I really started to love it. But then I realized the importance of, like, it's just being yourself as a statement. Like, for me, just rocking natural hair is a statement, and, like, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, hopefully other Black women would look at that and maybe want to be natural themselves in a society that pushes down on that. So, yeah, a lot of, I don't know, we could talk so much more, but this was like, thank you so much for being on the show, Danny. This was awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to plug before we wrap things up?
Oh, sure. Oh, man, I've never done a plug on a podcast.
Hey, let's do it.
Make sure to follow me on Instagram at SeriouslyLoudDanny.
Hey.
What do you call by the time this airs? Hopefully I got a new website up, DannyChicon-Ramirez.com. Check out Drifting Astronaut Films, which is a production company I work with. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So this is CUNY Uncut, where we talk about anything and everything. Uncensored, unedited, and uncut. Thank you for tuning in. Bye, everybody.